And you are watching from KaerbEmEvig's perspective. So yeah, he spawned on the top side of the map as Beast in this situation, and then we have Urakaar at the bottom of the map playing as Empire with a red color for us right now. We don't see any immediate expansions or quick buildings, both players going for some early resources, which is always smart, but then we see a really interesting decision from KaerbEmEvig, and he's actually making a closed base. As you can see, he's building his stables and arena right next to his stronghold, trying to close this whole area, which is pretty interesting. Usually you would expect to close it here, because this is a really narrow entrance to your whole base. There is no other way to get here without flying units, and it also unlocks you the option to go for expansion later pretty easily. So that is what we of course see from Urakaar, who is building his barracks in the front and also going for a farm here, which is a little bit squishier, so I wouldn't build it so much in the front, but he wants to close this as quickly as possible, so he's using all of his resources for that. Then we see Evig going with his minion out of the base a little bit, not sure what he's doing here. He has some points. I think he was just scouting for a potential tower rush. I think that was it, but right now he's moving down to Urakaar's base, and he's already making a second barracks. First Boron is also already produced by Evig, keeping him inside of his town. Can just save here, and he's also going for Weapon Master and producing his first warrior, which will be actually produced quicker than the first swordsman of Urakaar, so he will have some power really early on. But now Evig is actually harassing a peasant that is building the second barracks of Urakaar, and he's forcing the peasant to retreat a little bit, slowing down both buildings, because Urakaar is to bring both of his peasants to fight this minion. To be honest, I think Evig could have actually killed this minion if he micromanaged this better and stayed in, potentially slowing it even more, and he would still trade 50 gold for 50 gold, but he decided to retreat, which is probably also fine. And first swordsman is also already here. Weapon Master will be soon finished, second Baron and second Warrior are being produced, and both players are still spamming more villagers. Also Urakaar now finished his second barracks and second farm. Two swordsmen are already ready. And we see interesting strategy from KaerbEmEvig, going for forge blades in his Weapon Master, basically doubling the production speed of his warriors. But this is actually even more effective, because it takes only 20 seconds to produce the forged blade, while of course a warrior takes 35 seconds. You also need a minion to make the warrior from forged blades, but that's also only 20 seconds, so production time is much quicker. Obviously forged blades also cost 15 wood, so overall it's less effective. You also need to spend some wood on top of that, but the production is much faster if you don't need any more minions for your gold, and as you can see, he has like a ton of them. He doesn't even need that many there. 3 warriors are already finished. He can also use the Weapon Master to heal his warriors. Keep in mind that there is a cap of 8 blades, so he needs to keep that in mind, but outside of that, this is a definitely early powerful building if he wants to keep producing more warriors. Urakaar is also going for a base. This is definitely a really important move, and he's also making a temple, so now he's really investing a ton of resources into his infrastructure, trying to prepare for the mid-game, because actually he didn't build a tower. That's a big mistake here from Urakaar, because he's going to the mid-game now and he's not making a tower. But now, as you can see, actually he killed a warrior. He managed to escape with 2 swordsmen at really low HP, so there's also decent micromanagement. Of course, now he should just run away, because there is same amount of warriors against his swordsmen and they have more HP. But he still managed to kill 1 unit there without losing anything. So if he can restore his HP at this temple, that will be a really good trade for him. He has 1 idle peasant here, now started moving with him towards this area, building a gnome workshop, so investing into the infrastructure even more. Yeah, building 2 advanced buildings while also making the expansion. This is a really risky move, especially when you don't have a tower. If he had a tower, and he was pretty sure that there are no trolls coming anytime soon, he would be totally fine in this situation. Unfortunately for him, he didn't go for the tower. He's even making another infrastructure building with 11th century, and now he's in a really big risk, because as you can see, KaerbEmEvig used all of his forged blades, produced ton of warriors, and now he's attacking with a group of like 8 warriors against maybe 8 swordsmen that are injured as well. So KaerbEmEvig could easily push this. He's also making a totem. He definitely shouldn't have started it so much in the back. If he actually started building it here, he would probably win it here. To be honest, I think he could win this easily even without the totem. Now he can run around with his warriors like this, just spread the pressure. Now he's hitting barracks for no reason. Yeah, he should, I mean no reason, he can one-shot them probably, but he definitely needs to start killing the warriors. And now as you can see, he's falling behind because he gave time to Urakaar to produce some priests, and those are the units that will probably decide this fight. Because once you have swordsmen in a small area like this and you are rotating them for new full HP ones while healing them with priests, it's extremely difficult to push with just melee units. As you can see, he's also repairing the barracks, so even though KaerbEmEvig had like maybe twice as strong army, he actually is not able to push through here. He's also giving time to Urakaar to build the tower, and even though now he destroyed the barracks, he doesn't have the power anymore. His units are really injured. This totem will be useful, so he cannot get pushed further, but to be honest, Urakaar just doesn't have to go anywhere. He has an expansion now, huge economical advantage. And once he finishes this tower, there is no way KaerbEmEvig is able to push this. Also, as you can see, he has ton of resources that he's not spending right now. I mean, both players, but KaerbEmEvig actually basically twice as much already, so he should definitely be producing warriors during this whole time. As you can see, he's not doing anything in any of his buildings, except the berries of haste upgrade. Now he started producing something, but this was definitely also quite poor multitasking. He was trying to build some more totems, I think, but he doesn't have wood. But he could easily produce more warriors with just the gold. Maybe get one more Boron instead of another totem, something like that. I think that was definitely possible. And he has way too many minions on gold anyway, so he could get more wood easily there. He's trying to tower rush here, but you have to keep in mind that totems cannot attack buildings, so this is only a threat for these swordsmen. But obviously the towers can still attack the towers. So, I mean, the priests are a really big deal here. I mean, if Evig also brought, he's not even getting any gems. He was getting gems, made a Dark Archer, few witches, and also brought his Borons for a heal, or at least the damage. That would also make a difference, but seems like he's not really using Borons in a fight, which is a huge mistake as Beast. You just have to use the Borons in some way. Yeah, either use them as the meat, I mean as a shield in the front, just take damage, or use them for sacrifice to heal your army, that's probably the best use you can do, or just make Goblin Hunters and transform them into Goblin Riders. Any of the possible ways how you can use them is just way better than keeping them at home without any use, because it's just not effective. Yeah. You are spending ton of resources on that, and if you don't use it, you will be behind. Right now Urakaar already has a catapult, so all of these totems will just fall. There is no way KaerbEmEvig can push against the catapult, against so many towers with no trolls. And now he's building a Dark Archer, but it's already too late. Also an expansion, but he's already too behind on the resources. And before he can even get 2 trolls, he would also need to make a beast cherry, then produce the troll. Urakaar can already have like 3 catapults, maybe even 4. And ton of units behind it, so I don't think there is any more chance for Evig at this moment, even though as you can see he's still sitting on ton of resources. He literally has resources for another expansion that he could make, but or maybe more towers, more units, but he's not really spending it. Urakaar also made a second 11th century and a Valkyrie beacon, so now he even has flying units for some potential harassment or just scouting around the map. That is definitely also really effective. He just cleared out the totems. I think there was 3 of them, so 600 gold and 180 wood is also a huge margin of resources. And yeah, I think Urakaar is now also making more farms because he's kept on population, so he can't do much, but he's managing his resources quite well, so he's not really sitting on anything major. He has some saved up gems, but that's totally fine as Empire, because once you start making more priests and maybe even mages or knights, you will run out of gems really quickly, so this is totally fine. And now KaerbEmEvig started getting the gems. extremely late. He's trying to save up for maybe the witches, yeah, maybe even harpies to confuse the catapults, but it's already way too late for this. I think his main strategy was just to produce the warriors quickly, together with the weapon master, forge blades help, which definitely went really good. But after that he just messed up that one push, and that was his only chance to win this. After that he was just behind way too much. Even though now he also has an expansion, so they have basically the same income, even though there is not maximum minions yet. He could bring some from the wood there, but that's totally fine. As you can see, he has some low HP minions, so he was definitely healing his minions with the forge blades, but that's just not enough against so many advanced units here. The catapults will just immediately splash this down. Two swordsmen will maybe die. There is also one pikeman, but no way, he doesn't even have any anti-air. So yeah, Evig calls it GG, and this will be it for the last game of the third round. We can also check the results quickly. So it was a 14 minutes 15 seconds game. 17 kills for Urakaar, 10 losses, and 9 kills for Evig. So it seems like Urakaar even one-shot in one of his units with catapults there, and 17 losses for Evig. 21 largest army to 27. Yeah, triple amount of experience also, even though I didn't see any auras, I think, from Urakaar, so probably just was a little bit more spread between the units. Only one research for Urakaar. KaerbEmEvig was definitely pumping the upgrades there to his warriors because he was just making one type of unit, so it definitely made sense to increase their strength a little bit. Since Urakaar had a little bit more diverse army, he went only for one upgrade there, which was probably just some damage or armor upgrade for swordsman, I guess. And then we have the resources. Not that big of a difference, only like 1000 gold, but yeah, KaerbEmEvig was not getting any gems. He also had some slight problems with wood in the beginning, and he was also sitting on some resources that he didn't even effectively spend here. As you can see, he was still left with 1000 unspent. Urakaar was left with like, whatever, 53. So definitely a huge amount of resource difference here as well.